The man who shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Nelson Mandela, former South African President F.W. de Klerk, has died. He was 85. De Klerk was the president who oversaw the end of white minority rule and was the one who announced to Parliament in 1990 that Mandela would be released from prison after serving 27 years. An emotional day at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The defense calling for a mistrial with prejudice after the prosecutor asked questions about a video the judge had already ruled couldn't be used as evidence.
Rittenhouse says he opened fire in self-defense. He says Rosenbaum threatened him before the shooting.
Sorry for my language. He screamed, if I catch any of alone, I'm going to kill you.
Rittenhouse then choked up with emotion while describing his encounter with Rosenbaum.
There were 3 people right there.
NBA star LeBron James mocking Rittenhouse, tweeting, "What tears? I didn't see one. Man, knock it off. That boy ate some lemon heads before walking into court."
That's ABC's Andrew Dimbert. The first civil suit filed against producers on the set of the movie Rust in Santa Fe. Here's ABC's Mark Remillard.
Attorney Gary Dordick represents Serge Svetnoy, a lighting technician who Dordick says was on set when Alec Baldwin fired the gun during filming that killed a cinematographer.
The bullet that killed Helena Hutchins and injured Joel Souza passed by Mr. Svetnoy's face so close the bullet fragments hit him in his face.
Svetnoy is now suing the production company and Baldwin, accusing them of negligence. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Inflation now at its highest rate since 1990. President Biden saying his infrastructure plan will help with supply chain problems and provide better paying jobs for middle-class Americans. At the climate summit in Glasgow, the U.S. and China, the world's 2 biggest polluters, have agreed to cooperate in the fight to rein in climate-damaging emissions. This is ABC News.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called MediShare, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to MediShare. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or MediShare's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder MediShare gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you're not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
The Biden administration on this Veterans Day announcing moves to make it easier for vets to receive benefits if they were exposed to burn pits. Those pits are used to burn off waste at military installations. The president believes that exposure to those burn pits may have contributed to his son Beau's fatal cancer. The House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol Hill riot is on the verge of getting documents from former President Trump's administration. The National Archives set to send them over tomorrow after a judge again denied a request from Trump's team to block the move. Here's ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes.
Trump argues the doctrine of executive privilege, the idea that staff input to a president should remain secret, is so far falling on deaf judicial ears. If a court thinks subpoenaed information is vital to a criminal prosecution, the claim to privilege is likely to be rejected.
Trump's lawyers are appealing to a higher court. The Justice Department is now suing Uber over wait time fees. The ride-sharing service charges passengers who take more than 2 minutes to get into a vehicle. The Justice Department says that violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. And a successful nighttime launch for SpaceX, taking a crew to the International Space Station. The launch director, after they hit orbit.
On behalf of the SpaceX launch and recovery teams, it was a pleasure to be part of this mission with you. Enjoy your holidays amongst the stars. We'll be waving as you fly by. Cheers.
The crew headed for a docking on this Veterans Day with the station. This is ABC News.
Hundreds of thousands of people have said goodbye to their overpriced Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile plans and switched to Pure Talk on the same great 5G coverage as one of those carriers. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. The average family is saving over $800 a year. Just dial pound 250 and say Jill50 to save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250. Say Jill50.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the list.
Good morning and happy Thursday. We're seeing patchy fog around the area for your morning commute. Otherwise, a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky. More clouds arrive through the day. Could see a stray shower possible. Highs today back in the low to mid-70s. Rain showers are on the increase this evening, and especially overnight tonight where heavy rain is possible. Some of those showers will continue for your Friday morning commute. The showers quickly move east. We'll see more sunshine Friday afternoon. Cooler and sunny for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Zach. Good morning, everybody. It's 7:05, and it's a tremendous Thursday morning. We will be probably getting wet sometime later today and tonight, but by tomorrow, it's all out of here. Friday's looking good. Highs around 67 tomorrow, dropping back to 39. And then the coolest temperature at nighttime is going to be Saturday night when we drop back to 31 on Saturday night for the overnight low, and then back up to 55. So we're up and down the scale as we roll further into autumn of this year. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're feeling well and ready to face another brand new day. This is Veterans Day, by the way. If you know a veteran, thank them for their service and enjoy the day. And remember that we are freedom. We are free today in America because of our service people. Now I have these death announcements. Mabel Paget Davis, 97, of Rutherfordton, passed away Monday at Fairhaven of Forest City. Funeral services will be held 2:30 Sunday, November the 14th at Crow's Mortuary, with Reverend Alan Hall officiating. Burial will follow in Spindale City Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 2 until 2:30. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Mabel Paget Davis. Gilbert C. Mays, age 100, died Friday, November the 5th at his home in Forest City. Those arrangements are still pending and will be announced by the Paget and King Mortuary and Cremator. 100-year-old Gilbert Mays. Mabel Paget Davis, I believe that's the one we just had. This was the original partial. We had that one done already. Dorothy Dot Helen Hovis Beatty, age 95, formerly of Spindale, passed away Tuesday at Cedar Creek Living. A celebration of life will be conducted at 1 o'clock Friday in the Chapel of Crow's Mortuary with Reverend Eric Marshburn officiating. Dot will lie in state 30 minutes prior to the service. Family will receive friends following the service. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Dot Beatty. Francis Jenkins Hambrick, age 95, of Mooresboro, passed away Monday, November the 8th at Wendover Hospice House in Shelby. Family will receive friends Saturday, November 13th from 1 until 2 at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church in Mooresboro. The funeral will be at 2 o'clock at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church with Reverend Kevin Hambrick and Reverend Randall Cooper officiating. Burial will be in the Mount Pleasant Baptist Church Cemetery. Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside is serving the family of Francis Jenkins Hambrick. Bobby Hambrick, age 79, of Forest City, passed away Monday, November the 8th at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. No formal services will be conducted. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Bobby Hambrick. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, be sure to tune in this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB for the complete information on these and others. Well, it is Friday night football again coming up on Friday night. Two of our local teams are still in the playoffs. Chase is at Reidsville, and North Rowan comes to Thomas Jefferson. Our game of the week is the Chase at Reidsville game, and that'll be a 7 o'clock countdown, 7:30 kickoff. We'll have all that action. Other area teams involved in playoffs is West Rowan at Crest, and Burns is at Hendersonville, and Polk County is at Shelby. In high school football, Friday night is still continuing. Tonight we have UNC in Pittsburgh football. It's 5:30 pregame for that. So join us for Tar Heel football, Tar Heel basketball, and high school football. We got it all, folks, right here at 100.9 FM, 590 AM WCAB. Time now for the Bill O'Reilly Morning Update.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. Listen, some things we can all agree on, like the value of a good night's sleep. That's why no gift will be more appreciated this holiday season than Cozy Earth sheets. These are by far the softest, most luxurious sheets I have ever owned. They're also temperature regulating, so you sleep comfortably year-round. Save 35%, wow, on Cozy Earth bedding right now. Please go to CozyEarth.com, enter Bill, and save 35%. That's CozyEarth.com. On this Thursday, I noticed that a local reporter from Cincinnati asked President Biden earlier this week what he thought of a USA Today poll that says Mr. Biden's job approval rating is just 38% after 10 months. That is a catastrophe. The president told the local reporter he's not worried. He said Barack Obama had the same number 10 months after taking office. But that's not true, and it's not even close to being true. Mr. Obama's Gallup poll number was 59% job approval 10 months in. So, did Joe Biden lie? His critics say he did. Well, in order to lie, you have to know what you're saying is false. That is called disinformation. D-I-S, information. If you say a false thing and you don't know the truth, that is called misinformation. Now, I can't read Joe Biden's mind, but after watching him for the past 10 months, I believe he doesn't care very much about what's true. He just says whatever he wants to say. Now this. Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. As 15-year industry leaders, they've seen it all. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
The most music's on us, WCAB.
As a young man, Dan Clifton did little cowboying, rustling, and bootlegging whiskey to the Indians. Somewhere along the way, he picked up the name Dynamite Dick. It could be because of his love of explosives or his having an explosive personality. Probably the latter. In the early 1890s, Dynamite moved up to Oklahoma and joined Bill Doolan's Oklahombres. He was with the Oklahombres in 1893 when they were jumped by a posse in Ingalls, Oklahoma. Never to be called a coward, he shot his way from the hotel to the stables, helped saddle the gang's horses, and he and Bill Doolan rode out of town unscathed. Over the next 3 years, Dynamite helped the Doolans in many of their criminal endeavors. In July of 1896, he got 30 days incarceration in Paris, Texas for a liquor violation. It just happened that his old friend Bill Doolan was also there. Quite possibly, he got put in the slammer on purpose because shortly afterward, Dynamite, Doolan, and several other prisoners escaped. Throughout his life, Dynamite was able to have shootouts without getting injured. By November of 1897, Dynamite was being chased by a number of lawmen. And on the 7th of November near Newkirk, Oklahoma, a posse encountered Dynamite on horseback. A firefight ensued and a bullet knocked him out of his saddle. Escaping through the woods, Dynamite hid in a cabin. With the cabin surrounded, Dynamite burst out of the door with guns ablazing. He was shot down in a hail of bullets. you can say that dynamite went out with a bang. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James has added 2 new sandwiches to his already delightful menu, along with the fresh-cooked burgers, sandwiches, fresh salads, hot dogs made to order. Now try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. Both come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford, or call 828-447-4644. And Mondays only, hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions, only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
All right, it's 7:15 on this Thursday morning, Veterans Day, and we're making our calls around the county, starting right now with the sheriff. We're honored to have the sheriff with us on Thursday morning, and he's here now. Good morning, Sheriff Francis. How are you doing?
I am blessed, Jim Bishop. I hope you're doing well this morning.
I'm blessed also. Tell us what's going on.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 145 calls for service. There have been 12 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 169. Among those arrested, Jonathan Andrew Price, 25-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of felony failure to appear and received a $2,500 secure bond. Kyle Reese Ledford, 38-year-old male of Shelby, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear, misdemeanor, and received a $1,000 secure bond. Alexander Carmelo Calazoo, 34-year-old male of Ruston, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Lakeela Ann Dickey, 36-year-old female Spindale, was charged with larceny by employee and received an additional $2,500 secure bond. Jesse Dean Burst, 36-year-old male of Far City, was charged with failure to report address by a sex offender and received a $15,000 secure bond. Sergio Antonio Quirino, 37-year-old male of Ruston, was charged with 2 counts of felony probation violation, 4 counts of failure to appear, and received a $106,630 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had breaking and entering and larceny to a storage unit on US 221A. Looks like there was a elevation soft bow case with red lettering valued at $400 taken. We had a larceny of a financial card and fraud off of Jack McKinney Road. Appears that a family member has obtained a card without authorization and used it in the amount of $100. We had a larceny on Railroad Avenue, where catalytic converters were taken off of 3 vehicles that had been parked. And we had an assault on Silver Plate Railroad where juvenile services was called out when a juvenile had injured and struck a family member, and the suspect was a 13-year-old, so we were able to contact DJJ and they assisted us in that matter. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
And you're broadcasting from the breakfast this morning, the Veterans Breakfast, I believe.
I am. I'd like to go ahead and promote that from 7:30 to 11 this morning, so you can even have almost a brunch, almost a good pre-lunch here at the Annex for our veterans, celebrating that. The Rutherford County GOP is putting this on, and I can tell you there is a spread here. And hopefully if you get here quick enough, you'll be able to eat some of the cheese grits that I made all night and be able to enjoy those.
I heard you made some cheese grits.
Well, I tell you what, you'll have to come over. Well, but we'd love to see all the veterans here this morning, and also just we also have another event up at Rumbling Bald if you're up in that end of the county at 9 o'clock there, where the town of Lake Lure and Rumbling Bald is putting on a breakfast for veterans there. So there's a lot going on in the county this morning.
Well, when I finish my own air responsibilities over here, I'll be rushing over to the Annex, see if I can get on some of those grits.
Sounds good. Take care, sir.
Thanks, Sheriff. Sheriff Chris Francis reporting this morning, and it's 19 past.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
I say good morning to Marie over at 911 Communications Center and get a report. Hi, Marie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's on your report today?
Okay, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Centers processed 393 911 administrative calls, which consisted of 63 for EMS. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department had 145, Forest City had 119, Lake Lure had 1, Rutherford had 44, Spindle had 72. For fire calls, Cliffside responded to a fire investigation, Ellenborough responded to a motor vehicle accident, Forest City responded to a structure fire, STA responded to a fire investigation, and Spindle responded to a brush fire. And that's all I have for the morning.
Thanks, Marie. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye. Well, some folks already knew about Anchor Down. Others are just learning about it as we started talking about it. But they're right downtown Forest City. Anchor Down for clothes, shoes, and books are 50 cents. Jewelry, $1. Coats and pocketbooks are $2. Christmas decorations, including trees, are on sale there. They got just about anything except food. Overrun merchandise, porcelain dolls are $3. New toys and Christmas trees and Christmas items. It's worth going by there. And now, Anchor Down is located today right across from the Carolina Chiropractic office in downtown Forest City. And they would love to have you come in and look around. And they've got some fantastic items in there and fantastic prices. You ain't find it anyplace else. I know you're going to love it as other folks have as they discover it. So when you go into Anchor Down, tell them I told you to come in and look around at the shoes and the books and the jewelry and the clothes and the Christmas decorations and antiques and so much more. It's Anchor Down right there in downtown Forest City, right across the road from Carolina Chiropractic. Let's say good morning to Ruby Taylor now over in Danieltown, SDO. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today, Ruby?
Well, they've been quiet, and on my birthday, I only got one birthday, and it's Reverend Michael Sapal, and I hope he has a nice day, and the signs are in the legs today and going to the feet tomorrow. Jim, that's all we got.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Now we're heading up toward the Fairfield Mountains Fire District, and our friend Gary Wilson is up there. He's on duty this morning to give us a report. Good morning, Gary. How are you doing?
Good morning, Jim. Good. Happy Veterans Day to you.
Happy Veterans Day to you as well, my friend.
We must have been in about the same time, I would think.
Probably so. Were you in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines?
Air Force.
So was I, my friend. Here
Very
we go
good.
into the wild blue yonder.
Yeah, I was just listening to him play that a while ago over Fox News,
Yeah.
Army band. It brought back some good memories.
Well, I appreciate your service.
Thank you. Same to you. And we're sitting on about 47 degrees up here this morning. Clouds starting to roll in, and we'll have some rain after a while, looks like. Dampening the leaves a little bit. There's a lot of them coming down now. Still got some pretty cold out there in places, though, so been a good fall season this year. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, me too.
And, no fire calls overnight. Been quiet up here. Hope we keep it that way this weekend. And wish all the other veterans out there a happy Veterans Day. And if you know one, pick up the phone call and tell them thanks. And, wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this country here now.
Oh, absolutely. We wouldn't be talking like this morning if it were not for the veterans.
Nope, sure.
And those who didn't make it back, we have to remember them as well.
I remember them always. Yep, sure do. You have a good day, Jim.
Thanks, Gary. Hope you do too. See you tomorrow.
Talk to you then.
Bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
And now we're checking in over at Bostic, North Carolina, and DeVern is on the phone to give us the news from that fire district. Good morning, DeVern.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am fine. It's quiet over here in Bostic this morning. We have 46 degrees. Fire department had no calls. Today's Veterans Day. We want to wish all the veterans a happy day. And Bostic Florist is having their Christmas open house Thursday, November the 18th, 9 to 7. Come by for refreshments and shop for decoration and gifts. Order ahead for poinsettias and arrangements to be delivered to your friends and family for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they also have the Ralston County Chamber of Commerce Cash for Christmas raffle tickets available. That'll be going on through December the 17th. But I hope all of our veterans have a wonderful day today, and we thank them for all they've done for us.
Thank you, DeVern. You have a great day over there, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye. That's the Boston Reporter. You know, Veterans Day is a well-known American holiday, but there are also a few misconceptions about it, like how it's spelled or whom exactly it celebrates. Veterans Day does not have an apostrophe. Many folks spell it that way, but it does not. A lot of people think it's Veterans apostrophe S Day or Veterans Day, but they're wrong. The holiday is not a day that belongs to one veteran or multiple veterans, which is what an apostrophe implies. It's a day for honoring all veterans, so no apostrophe is needed. Veterans Day is not the same as Memorial Day. A lot of Americans get this confused, and we'll be honest, it can be a little annoying to all of the living veterans out there, but Memorial Day is where we remember those folks who served and died. Memorial Day is a time to remember those who gave their lives for our country, particularly in battle or from wounds they suffered in battle. Veterans Day honors all of those who have served the country in war or peace, dead or alive, although it's largely intended to thank living veterans for their services and their sacrifices. It was originally called Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I. World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919. However, the fighting ended about 7 months before that when the Allies in Germany put into effect an armistice on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So that's some of the facts about Veterans Day that we hadn't probably not thought of. Let's go up to Bob Hodges' place now and talk with him about things happening in the Hudlow Fire District. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good Thursday morning.
You feeling good?
We're doing just fine up here this morning. We've got partly cloudy skies, and looks like these 70-degree temperatures is going to be gone for a while here. So
yeah, I believe you're all right.
we're going to get back cooler weather.
Yeah, it's got to put back to the fire logs.
That's right there. Yeah. Have to turn the heat up a little, won't we?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jim, up here with the fire department, it's been quiet again overnight, and no fire calls so far. And the Mount Vernon Community Club now is having their country ham and chicken pie supper coming up this Saturday evening. And that starts at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It'll be drive-through only. You go into the Mount Vernon Church Road and drive around to the clubhouse, and someone will take your order. They'll have country ham, chicken pie, green beans, slaw, grits, biscuits, and dessert. And Jim, that's about it up here in our neck of the woods this morning, and I hope everything goes quiet today, and hope you have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. You too. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Could you use an extra $8,000, maybe $1,500 or $500? Your opportunity to brighten things up this year is here. The 2021 Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce reverse raffle tickets are now available. Only 500 tickets will be sold, and you could win $8,000, $1,500, or $500. 3 winners and tickets are available now at the Chamber office, Main Street, Rutherfordton, and here at WCAB. Our Chamber board members have them. The drawing this year will be held December 17th, live on WCAB 100.9 FM, 590 AM at 8:10, and it will be live streamed. Be a part of supporting the Chamber with your purchase of a reverse raffle ticket. Tickets are $50, and the chances of winning $8,000, $1,500, or $500 are phenomenal. Have some fun, buy a ticket, and listen for the winning number. December 17th at 8:10. You know what? It could be you. The tickets are going pretty fast, and there's several people got them out there. I do not know how far along we are, but if you're intended on buying one, I wouldn't wait too long if you want to get in on this exciting drawing. So go ahead and get your tickets soon before they are completely sold out. I've got them here. Several other Chamber members have got them. So wherever you're close by, just stop in, and we'll be glad to see that you get as many as you need. 7:31, we're going over now to the Cherry Mountain Fire District. That's where we'll find Sue Price happy this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You are happy this morning, right?
I am happy.
Good,
Hope you are.
Good, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I wish you a happy Veterans Day and all the veterans a happy day today.
Thank you.
Today I have no birthdays or anniversaries on my church calendar. I have on my personal calendar Jim Settle, so I hope Jim's going to have a good day today. And nothing on the other 2 calendars, so not too many to celebrate. But we'll hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And I didn't have any calls from the fire department in my announcements. The Golden Valley Community Club will be meeting Monday night, 7 p.m. So we have started back, and hope everybody will come on back for the meetings. And so far, that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one.
Thanks, Sue. You enjoy your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. It's 7:32, and our temperature reading is 43. Be warming up nicely today. The sun is going to maybe peak a little bit, but it's mostly cloudy today, getting up to about 57 with some shower activity developing later on today, about 60% chance of that. And then 90% tonight. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm somewhere this evening around here. But then by the tomorrow morning, Friday, November the 12th, sunny skies. But the night times are cool.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Let's head over now toward the Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston, and we are fortunate to have Jessica on the phone this morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Busy.
I'm really, really busy. Yes, sir.
What about all railroad people in there this morning?
It has been crazy. As soon as the doors opened this morning at 6 o'clock, she unlocked them doors, and they come in, and they got me good.
Well,
I know I had at least 25 people in line at one time. But everybody come on down and see us this morning. We are very busy, but we have been getting them in and out as fast as we can. So if you do come in, you have to wait just a few minutes. We do apologize, but we promise that it's worth it.
It's worth the wait, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. And if for some reason you don't think it is, you come back and see me personally, myself, Jessica, and I'll make it right to you. So everybody come on down this morning for some breakfast. We got bacon, egg, and cheese. We got sausage. We got gravy. We got breakfast pizza. You can get a hunk for $3.19, or you can get 2 hunks for $6.19, or you can get a whole pizza for $10.99. So everybody come on down and see us for breakfast this morning. I don't know if I'm going to have time to make ribs this morning for lunch, but I'm going to try my best. So I want to keep my fingers crossed, but I can't promise nothing. But if I do get them done, they'll be $6.99 a half a rack, and them are barbecue ribs, baby back ribs. Also, remember, we do have a meat department. We have hamburger, steak. He sells chicken, fresh meat. So come on down. We also got our truck in yesterday morning. So we got fresh produce, milk, whatever your needs are, hopefully we have. And our hours are back to normal finally. So our hours are Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then Saturday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then Sundays the deli is closed, but the store's open from 11 to 6. And today, as we honor Veterans Day, just remember that drop in at all locations for the deli. We do offer 10% discount for all veterans. So any veterans, come on down, get you some chicken, breakfast, whatever it is. Just be sure to let us know, and we'll give you a 10% off. And thank you for your service.
That's a good deal. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, you get back to work, and thanks for talking with us, and I'll see you next time.
All righty. Thank you so very much.
Thanks,
Y'all have a good day.
Bye-bye. That's the Drop-In Family Mart there in Boston. What a job they do. In other words, getting around, they enjoy good breakfast there, thanks to Jessica. 7:36.
Cheryl, I've been talking to Tommy and David, the outside salesmen at Henson Building Materials in Forest City. They're going to help us navigate through our remodeling project.
Well, I know they have tons of experience, so we'll be in good hands.
Good hands is right. Even professional builders shop there because they trust the quality products and service.
And did you know they have a great relationship with our community, too? Oh, they're so nice.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
All right, we're checking in now with Tina up at the Hudlow. The Shingle Hollow place. How you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Weren't you in the military?
I was, yes.
Thank you to all military. Well, up here in Shingle Hollow this morning, it has been a beautiful morning already. My daughter and I watched the sunrise over Glenda's house, and I'm telling you, let's see, how can I say it? There's nothing more beautiful than God's handiwork. His artwork.
You're absolutely right about that.
And this morning, the fire departments were all quiet in the past 24 hours. Church calendars have no birthdays or anniversaries, but I have some on my personal calendar. My friends' husbands this morning, Mr. Jim Suttle and Mark Hollis and Travis Thomas. I hope all three of them have a wonderful birthday. It's going to be a pretty day till that rain gets here, and we still enjoy the rain, too. We can play in the rain. 45 degrees on the front porch. White House Community Clubhouse says to invite everyone out this Saturday for the turkey shoot. It starts at 11 a.m. It's there at the White House Community Clubhouse. And then on November 20th, the ladies of White House Community would like to invite you to their bake sale and vendor event. That's November 20th from 10 to 5. Come Christmas shop, and they are still accepting vendors. So if you would like to be a part of this and selling and maybe making a little money and spending time with the community, you can contact Jennifer Parker at 828-755-4319 or Mary Harris at 828-460-0357. That's all I have this morning.
I appreciate it, Tina. You have a wonderful day.
You too, Jim. Everybody stay safe.
See ya.
And God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
That's Tina reporting out of the Shingle Hollow Fire District. Well, our good friends over at Washburn Store this morning are closed today in honor of all veterans. They want to send out their best wishes and congratulations and thanks to all the veterans in our area. And they also remember Ian Washburn, a wonderful guy. And they will be opening tomorrow morning at 9:30, and they are glad to report they now have their rocking chairs in. You've been asking about those and watching for those. They're in now. They got them in black, white, and navy, or natural, I guess it is. And it took them about 2 years to get them here, but they have them now. So if you want to get yours, be sure to go by there tomorrow and claim yours before they're all gone. But Washburn Store closed today in honor of veterans, and they thank you for your service.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. All lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now we're heading up toward Union Mills to get the Kelly Report, and Brenda's standing by to give us that news. Good morning.
Good morning to you on this tremendous Thursday Veterans Day, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate everyone that's went and done their duty for our country. Appreciate it.
And there are a lot of them here in this county that it's being honored today, today and tomorrow, various organizations doing various things to honor the veterans. And I'm glad to see it because it's a different time from when many of our friends came back from Vietnam.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's a terrible, terrible thing that the way they were treated when they got home. But this is a better time that we're living in when we can honor and look back and even thank those veterans that came from Vietnam and tell them welcome home.
I know it. That's right. It was a terrible time. I remember the Vietnam War. I know there was a man that rented a room at my Granny Lizzie's boarding house, and one of his sons got killed in Vietnam. I remember that very well. But we just want to say hats off to all you veterans, and like Jim said, they got things going on everywhere. They got a breakfast over at the Annex, and then you can go up to Lake Lure or Chimney Rock and have something up there, and then some of the schools are doing drive-ins, so that's a good thing. And let's see, I've got 42 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries today, but in ways of announcements, Gilka School Community Center on Saturday the 13th is going to have a breakfast from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., and the cost of the breakfast is adults $7, kids 6 to 12 $3, and 5 and unders for free. And then on Friday night, the 12th, the coat locker will be open from 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., and they've got all kind of things to keep you warm. They got coats, gloves, scarves, and lots of them. So they said if you needed anything like that to come by, they'll be glad to fix you up, and that's Friday from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And so far, that's all I got that I know of. So.
All right, Brenda, and we have you one more day this week, right? 2 more days this week, and you'll be
Yeah,
off.
you got me. Well, you got me all the way through. I'm not leaving till Sunday. I'm leaving Sunday after Sunday school. I'm going to go to Sunday school.
Got your Friday and Saturday. That'll be it.
Yeah, and then I'm hoping to be back on the radio on your and Faye's anniversary.
Oh, we'll be glad to have you back. Thanks, Brenda. You have a great day.
Okay, have a good one. Catch you later.
Right, bye-bye. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled Aryee. Now let's head over toward Ellenboro and speak with the distinguished veteran, Luther Gilligan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, you two. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours, sir.
It was an honor to defend my country.
Yes, I agree with you. Now, you had an exciting time in the service, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Had a good time. Most of it. Got chewed out of. Well, no, I'd take that back. I never got chewed out for one time. Captain told me to use my head for something besides a hat rack.
I guess you haven't lived if you didn't get chewed out one time by the training instructor, the DI.
That's right. You got to get chewed out. You know what it's like. But, hey, we have the flags that flying downtown Ellenboro this morning. They look good.
Good.
But it's quiet there, and not a whole lot going on. The fire department's quiet. They didn't have a whole lot. Well, they didn't have anything yesterday, last night, until about 5:30 this morning. Had a medical call at 5:30 this morning. And other than that, they were quiet, just nothing else happened. Everybody just trying to get on into work, make another day. So you have a great day, Barry. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. I'll see you then.
All right, take care now.
Bye. It's birthday time and anniversary time for this 11th day of November. This is 11/11/21. So we'll call your birthday in, and we'll give you a big shout-out here and celebrate with you on this Veterans Day, your birthday too. So call us now, 287-3356, and we'll do that in just a moment.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
Well, you've known for a long time about how good those sandwiches are at Granny B's. Those deli sandwiches, you can have them put on what you want on it. You've also known about those delicious daylight donuts that Granny B does so well every morning. They've sold a ton of those. You also know about their pizza, the Granny B's Deluxe Pizza, which is outstanding. Folks are ordering that all the time, lunch and home at night. Now they're serving breakfast starting at 6:30 in the mornings. A delicious breakfast, the way you like it. You have with eggs, without eggs, with sausage, without sausage, liver mush, all those good things. And you can enjoy good, specially blended coffee there at Granny B's. Check it out for yourself. Eat it there with them or take it to work with you. Either way, Granny B's breakfast is outstanding. All right, here right beside the Shake Shop, by the way, there in Spindale.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday wishes going out to Brendan Bumgardner and also Jerry Smith, 74, born on Veterans Day, served in Vietnam. So, Jerry, thanks for your service and happy birthday. Other birthdays today include General George S. Patton, 1885. He was born, died 1945. Jonathan Winters, the comedian, I love that man, 1925. He was born, died 2013. Lee Haney, he's a bodybuilder, 1959. he grew up in Spartanburg, having a birthday today. In 1962, Demi Moore, an actress, Demi Moore, I guess it is. 1974, Leonardo DiCaprio is having a birthday today. Some of the major events on this date: 1839, Virginia Military Institute was founded. 1851, Alva Clark patents the telescope. 1889, Washington admitted as the 42nd state. We get rid of them, get them out of. I'm just. 1918, World War I ends at 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. 1921, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier dedicated. 1939, on this date, Kate Smith first sang Irving Berlin's "God Bless America," beautiful song. 1940, Willie unveils its general purpose vehicle called the Jeep. Called the Jeep. 1959, first episode of cartoon Rocky and Friends premiered, also known as Rocky and Bullwinkle. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB. Keys to Confident Living coming up next.
Major Osipovich, an Air Force pilot for the former USSR, planned to give a talk at his children's school about peace. But he would need time off during the day to give his talk, so he volunteered for night duty. And that's how Major Osipovich found himself patrolling the skies over the eastern regions of the Soviet Union on September 1, 1983. The night Korean Airlines flight KE-007 strayed into Soviet airspace. Soon the Soviet pilot was caught in a series of blunders and misinformation. In the end, Major Osipovich followed orders and shot down the unidentified aircraft. The actions of an Air Force major preparing to talk about peace plunged 240 passengers to their deaths and sparked an international incident. Blunders and misinformation can also be damaging to people on the ground that we meet every day. Such errors may never cause an international incident like that of our story, nor the deaths of hundreds of people, but they can badly hurt others and damage relationships. Every word of gossip and hearsay is based on possible misinformation. Transmitting that information to others is like sending out faulty data to the pilot. However, you and I have more latitude for action than the pilot. We can research the truth for ourselves and make our own decision what to do with that information. We have the opportunity to spread the message of peace or to destroy others with the power of our tongue. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
The Grace of God Rescue Mission in Forest City is again providing a hot, delicious meal and friendship Thanksgiving Day for those who need it. This free meal is a ministry outreach from Terry Hageman and his team at Grace of God Rescue Mission. If you know someone who needs a good hot meal and good fellowship, invite them to the mission on West Main Street, Forest City at 11 o'clock Thanksgiving Day. Remember the date and time for this meal, Thanksgiving Day at 11 o'clock for those who need our love and friendship. For just $5, you can provide one of these dinners or one of the more than 52,000 meals that will be served next year. Hungry, hurting, and homeless people need our help. Whatever you can give, it will be appreciated. Mail your gift to the Grace of God Rescue Mission, Post Office Box 212, Forest City 28043. It is tax deductible, and your dollars go a long way to help those who need it. For more information, go to www.thegraceofgodrescuemission.org. On behalf of the volunteers
Sherry Preston. It is Veterans Day, and that means a visit to Arlington. ABC's Karen Travers is in Washington with the latest on President Biden's plans.
This morning, he'll host veterans and members of the military community on the state floor of the White House. During this private event, guests will have an opportunity to talk about their experiences before and after military service and meet with the president. Later, those veterans and service members will join the president and first lady at Arlington National Cemetery for a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
In Paris, Vice President Kamala Harris is attending a military parade to commemorate Armistice Day, marking the end of World War I in 1918. Anyone who has gone shopping recently has noticed higher prices. According to the Labor Department, inflation is at a 30-year high.
This is hitting Americans in every aisle of the grocery store. A gallon of milk a year ago would have cost you $3.38. Today, it's more like $3.66. Eggs up almost 12%. Cereal prices up 3.5%. Fresh fruits and vegetables up 3%. Ground beef prices up 13.4%. And bacon up 20% from a year ago.
ABC Chief Business and Economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis. The judge in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Kenosha, Wisconsin, admonishing the prosecutor in the case for questioning the 18-year-old about something that had been declared inadmissible in court. ABC Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams.
It does seem that the prosecutor was crossing a line, meaning he's talking about Rittenhouse effectively invoking his right against self-incrimination, not talking, trying to use that against him, things that the prosecutor shouldn't have said. The judge probably going a little bit overboard, but in the end, I don't think it's going to make or break this case, and I don't think it's going to be a mistrial.
A federal judge ruling on Wednesday that Texas Governor Greg Abbott's mask mandate ban violates the civil rights of students with disabilities. You're listening to ABC News.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage, Navage, Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
After the deadly accidental shooting on a New Mexico movie set, a member of the crew, Sergei Svetnoy, is now headed to court. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi.
Svetnoy and his lawyer have filed the first lawsuit against the film's producers, accusing them of failing to follow safety protocols. They single out Alec Baldwin for what they describe as reckless behavior, saying the scene did not call for him to shoot the revolver, and they say it should never have been pointed at anyone.
Svetnoy, in charge of lighting in the production, says he was just feet away when cinematographer Helena Hutchins was shot and killed. A federal judge has now given final approval to the $626 million settlement over the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. Tens of thousands of people were affected by that. The last president of the apartheid era in South Africa has died.
F.W. de Klerk, who oversaw the end of white minority rule in his country, died after a battle with cancer at his home in Cape Town. He was 85. It was on his watch that he announced that Nelson Mandela would be released from prison after 27 years. The two would later share the Nobel Peace Prize. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
And the big one at the Country Music Association Awards on ABC.
Entertainer of the Year award goes to Mr. Luke Combs.
Alan Jackson announcing the winner. Chris Stapleton took home the most trophies, 6, including album, single, and song of the year. This is ABC News.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain. Whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Hello and happy Thursday. The clouds are on the increase today. Could see a stray shower this afternoon, though we are staying mainly dry today. Our highs will be in the low to mid 70s. Rain showers will arrive overnight tonight. Some heavy rain is possible, mainly as you sleep. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s Friday morning. Some rain showers still around for your Friday morning commute, then turning dry. We'll see a mostly sunny sky Friday afternoon, also with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
We're at 47 degrees currently. We started out at 43 up to 47, climbing up to about 57, but sometime later today we should expect to receive some shower activity, 1/4 of an inch possible today, and then tonight possibly even some isolated thunderstorms, lows around 49. Tomorrow sunny, back up to 67. Tomorrow night back down to 39. As a matter of fact, tonight we can expect our temperature tonight to be around 49. 39 tomorrow night. Then Saturday night looks like 31 will be our overnight low. Sunday night, I'm looking at the cold part. The days are kind of nice. Sunday night, 34. Monday night looks like around 30, and then Tuesday night, 31. But the daytime, we're up around the 50s, 60s, and into the possibly even into 70s. Let's see. No, I don't see any 70s at all, but 57. 67 tomorrow will be the highest we're going to be. Then 57 on Saturday. Sunday looks like about 55. Monday 54. Tuesday 56. And Wednesday 59. So it's fall. If you notice, the leaves are falling. Notice how beautiful the leaves are this year. They are really nice. If you don't have any leaves and you'd like to have some, I welcome you to come get some of mine. A big back out there near the barn. The ground's just covered. Of course, I love to see that covered ground with all those colored leaves like that. Faye doesn't care for them to be on the ground much. He likes to get them up pretty quick, but I love to see them. I love to walk through them and kick them with my boots on and see the dog run through those leaves. I kind of like that. That goes back to my early days, I guess, as a boy playing in the woods. But anyway, it is Veterans Day, and we are excited about all the activities that are taking place. Of course, the breakfast is underway over at the Annex, Rutherford County Annex, for all veterans. And it started about 6:30 this morning, or 7 o'clock, and it'll go on to about 11. So you still have time to get over there and enjoy free breakfast, and thanks for your service. We got a lot to talk about this hour, and some of it will be veteran related. To give you a little background of some of the things happening on Veterans Day, what it means, but we hope you'll stay tuned. And even if you're not a veteran or don't know anybody that is a veteran, just sort of appreciate the fact that there are so many out there that helped us get to where we are today. So don't begrudge any opportunity to welcome a veteran and talk to them and thank them, or even learn more about what this day is all about, because it is confused sometimes with Memorial Day, and those two don't go together at all. But we'll talk about that and other things in the news as this morning unfolds. 9:05 this morning is My Great America with Jim and Butch.
At Smith Drugs of Forest City, we are continue to offer the COVID-19 rapid testing and the COVID-19 vaccinations. Please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591 with any questions or concerns that you may have. You may also visit our website at smithsdrugsfc.com and schedule your COVID rapid 19 test or your vaccination. Again, if you have any questions, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
It's that time again, time to get the flu vaccines. And Smith Drugs in Forest City has the flu vaccinations available. Walk-ins Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. And Smith Drug is asking all their Dream Station and System 1 CPAP customers to call if you need any help with registering your recalled devices. Just call the Home Medical Department for any help or with questions at 828-245-4591. And Smith Drugs has the Moderna and Pfizer initial shots and the boosters. They also have the flu vaccines, and November is Diabetes Month. Get 10% off diabetic socks for the month of November at Smith Drugs of Forest City.
Well, both of our local high school football teams involved in the postseason playoffs are advancing to the second round following wins last Friday night. In 2A action, number 13 Chase thumped number 20 Pine Lake Prep 47-8. Number 5 Thomas Jefferson defeated number 28 Avery County 39-7 in 1A action. And this coming Friday night, Tomorrow night, the Chase Trojans, now 10-1, will travel to Reidsville, and we'll carry that game for you back home to visit the number 4 seeded Rams, who are undefeated at 10-0. The Thomas Jefferson Griffons, now 7-3, will host the number 12 seeded North Rowan Cavaliers, who are also 7-3. And we'll have our game of the week, of course, will be the Chase at Reidsville game. And North Rowan at Thomas Jefferson will be played also at Avondale. Other games, area games that you might be of interest to know about. West Rowan is at Crest, and Burns is at Henderson. Polk County is at Shelby, and other teams around the area, Kings Mountain is at West Charlotte. So those 5 teams there basically are where we are keeping our focus on for this Friday night. Tar Heel football tonight, UNC at Pittsburgh. I'm getting football and basketball confused. Let's see, basketball is the round ball, right? And the football is... Anyway, tonight it is UNC at Pittsburgh, 5:30 pregame, 6:30 countdown, and the 7:30 kickoff. So that's how it works out. Basketball and football. Many of you are asking about the Tar Heel calendars. They have told me that, matter of fact, just what is this? Just a few days ago, maybe Friday last week, they just took the orders, so they are behind the schedule, but they promised me they would probably be here by the end of this month. So don't get excited. We probably will have a few, and I'll let you know when those Tar Heel basketball calendars come out. Well, there's some stuff being talked about out there. A total of 27 states now so far have filed lawsuits against the Biden administration over the COVID-19 vaccine mandate on private businesses of 100 or more employees. The mandate, which is being enforced by the Department of Labor's Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, as it's called, will require employers to ensure all their employees are either vaccinated by January the 4th or are tested weekly and wearing masks. If the businesses do not follow the mandate, they could face fines of up to $14,000 per violation. All but one of the states that filed lawsuits, Iowa, have Republican attorneys general. Kansas, Kentucky, and Louisiana are the only 3 of the 27 states that have Democratic governors, and Iowa's governor is a Republican. Kansas Democratic Governor Laura Kelly criticized President Biden's vaccine mandate on private businesses on Friday, saying, quote, "While I appreciate the intention to keep people safe, a goal I share, I don't believe this directive is the correct or the most effective solution for Kansas," end quote. Heard Dr. Ben Carson this morning on Eric McTax's show, which was on earlier, but when I come in, they were talking to him. And Dr. Ben Carson, who is a brain surgeon and very noted in his medical experience, said he didn't see any reason why children should need to be vaccinated. And he was unsure about the long-term effects of the vaccination. But he said as the older people are, it probably would not make that much difference to them because if it happens down the road. But children, if they take the vaccine early, and they got a long life to live. So he was a little bit unsure about whether or not requiring children to take that vaccine is necessary. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you have a choice. Nearly one-third, changing the hat a little bit, nearly one-third of U.S. millennials identify as gay or transgender, and almost half the demographic group prefer socialism over capitalism, according to a recent study. We talked about this the other day. Millennials are comprised by about 78 million people between the ages of 18 and 37, the most populous generation in America's society, according to Arizona Christian University. So that's a study that we're keeping our eye on and wonder if indeed if that's going to be a spillover into other college-age students. Well, the FDA, this is an article out of the Western Journal. The FDA recently authorized the emergency use of the COVID-19 vaccine for 5 to 11-year-olds. Now the state of New York is trying to entice parents to get their children vaccinated. Governor Kathy Hochul announced Tuesday that vaccinated children will be eligible. Listen to this now. This is bribery. The governor of New York said vaccinated children will be eligible for a full scholarship to any 2 or 4-year New York Public University. Parents can enter a drawing for their child to win the Vaccinate, Educate, Graduate scholarship over the next 5 years. 50 children will be selected. Hochul, the governor, said, "Our critical work to make the vaccine accessible and available to all eligible children and their families is underway, and we will creatively support and celebrate those who get vaccinated. The Vaccinate, Educate, Graduate program is an opportunity for children to win free tuition to a state university of New York or a city university of New York, college or university, and I urge parents and guardians to help their children get vaccinated and enter into this once-in-a-lifetime program. Bribing parents to get their kids vaccinated. She goes on to say, if one of your children win this, you should probably take them to Disney World because that would be a very good thing. You'll have extra money now. You don't have to be saving for college. The coronavirus has not posed a massive threat to children, but yet they're bringing that on down, making a requirement for children and bribing parents they could win a free scholarship. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, or pediatrics, I guess is a better way to say that, children have accounted for 16.7% of all COVID-19 cases in the U.S. Between 0.1 and 2% of child COVID-19 cases resulted in hospitalization, and up to 0.03% of child cases resulted in death. Most kids who are infected typically don't become as sick as adults, and some might not show any symptoms at all, according to the Mayo Clinic. Data from clinical vaccine studies for the age group was limited, according to Stat News. Kathleen Newsell, director of the Center for Vaccine Development and Global Health at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, said it's not a lot to go on, but what we do have to go on looks great. A significant number of parents do not want their children vaccinated. One poll found that nearly one-third of parents with children under the age of 12 were not interested in getting them vaccinated. The poll was conducted from October the 14th to October 22nd among 758 parents. No margin of error was provided. Nonetheless, the governor of New York is arguing that there is no reason for kids not to get vaccinated. There's no excuse not to get the adults vaccinated, get the kids vaccinated, and put this pandemic in the rearview mirror, she said. An article appearing in the Western Journal. I don't understand why they're so pushed on that thing. Most veterans are not opposed to vaccinations because goodness knows we stood in line many times and had that gunshot in our arm over and over again. I don't know how many different shots we did receive. But they did that just in case we have been transferred over to some foreign country where they had a lot of disease. They protected us earlier. So I don't understand. Anyway, here's another interesting story from the Western Journal. We got the sheriff's report, by the way, coming up in just a few moments. Apparently, American judges can no longer be proud of their country. Now, does it detest you that folks are not proud of America? It does me. If I wasn't such a sweet, fuzzy little fuzzball and loved everybody, when I see people down in America, it makes me want to go slap them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm such a sweet, lovable fuzzball, I don't do that. But the left is degrading folks who believe in America. Now, here's the story. American judges can no longer be proud of their country. Otherwise, liberals may see them as potentially biased. Here's the story from the Western Journal. This has certainly been the case in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, the 18-year-old currently facing homicide and other charges in the shooting of 3 men during a riot in Kenosha, Wisconsin, back in August, where Judge Bruce Trouter is currently being accused of bias for having, listen, he's accused of being biased because he has God Bless the USA ringtone on his phone. The court was made aware of this fact when the judge's phone began to ring during court proceedings. And his ringtone is God Bless the USA. And the left just, boy, they about had a conniption over that. He is so biased because he loves America. And on Twitter, independent left-wing journalist Aaron Ruper has suggested such a ringtone proves the judge's bias, with many leftists agreeing and sharing his message. Aaron Ruper on Twitter said the Rittenhouse judge's ringtone is literally Trump's rally theme song. Draw your own conclusions. Coming back from lunch, Kyle Rittenhouse's defense team argues that the prosecution is purposely aiming for a mistrial, and I think that's what they got. But can you imagine being upset because you have a ringtone, God Bless America, or God Bless the USA? That's how warped their minds are, folks. And they're walking out there among us. I'll be back in just a moment.
It's time to revive your internet. Get speeds all the way up to 5 gig. Plus, right now, we're offering 1 month free and free installation when you sign up for internet with prices as low as $39.99 monthly. Get Vive's fiber-rich internet that comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So revive your internet with a free month and free installation. This is a limited-time offer, so call today or visit vivebroadband.com to sign up. For ends 1/2/22, modem taxes and fees extra, not available in all areas. See vivebroadband.com for additional restrictions.
Are you one of those folks that doesn't use your Medicare insurance very often? Well, stop paying them and let them pay you. Between now and December the 7th, you can switch to one of the several Medicare savings plans that will deposit up to $3,000 into your account in January of every year. That's right. In just 5 short years, you could have $15,000 in your savings account plus interest. And best of all, it's your money to spend on whatever you like. Pay bills, even prepay your funeral expenses. Call Tim Freshour today to find out how. 828-302-2303. That's 828-302-2303.
Many of you know how good and delicious Wayne's Lunchbox food is. Well, Thanksgiving's just a few weeks away, so don't let the stress of fixing a meal for your family get you down when you got Wayne so close by. You can call Wayne's Lunchbox at 828-395-2225. They're now taking Thanksgiving orders now through November the 16th, which is coming up here Saturday. Enjoy the traditional Thanksgiving dinner, your choice of turkey or baked ham, dressing with giblet gravy. I could make a meal on the giblet gravy by itself. They got mac and cheese, broccoli, casserole, cream corn, green beans, potato salad, cinnamon apples, deviled eggs, dozen rolls, your choice of pie, and a gallon of tea. Pick it up for these orders. Pick up these orders will be November the 24th from 10 a.m. until 12 noon. So let Wayne do the cooking for you. Take the stress away from you. Call 828-395-2225 or see them at 391 East Main Street, Spindale. Tell old Wayne that Jim told you to call and let him prepare your Thanksgiving lunch for you. You'll be glad you did. I guarantee it. Sheriff Chris Francis was with us early. He was given the report from the Veterans Breakfast at the Annex this morning, but he gave us the report. Here it is.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 145 calls for service. There have been 12 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 169. Among those arrested, Jonathan Andrew Price, 25-year-old male of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of felony failure to appear and received a $2,500 secure bond. Kyle Reese Ledford, 38-year-old male of Shelby, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear, misdemeanor, and received a $1,000 secure bond. Alexander Carmelo Calazoo, 34-year-old male of Ruston, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Lakeela Ann Dickey, 36-year-old female of Spindale, was charged with larceny by employee and received an additional $2,500 secure bond. Jesse Dean Burst, 36-year-old male of Far City, was charged with failure to report address by a sex offender and received a $15,000 secure bond. Sergio Antonio Cuerno, 37-year-old male of Ruston, was charged with 2 counts of felony probation violation, 4 counts of failure to appear, and received a $106,630 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had breaking and entering and larceny to a storage unit on US 221A. Looks like there was a elevation soft bow case with red lettering valued at $400 taken. We had a larceny of a financial card and fraud off of Jack McKinney Road. Appears that a family member has obtained a card without authorization and used it in the amount of $100. We had a larceny on Railroad Avenue, where catalytic converters were taken off of 3 vehicles that had been parked. And we had an assault on Silver Plate Railroad where juvenile services was called out when a juvenile had injured and struck a family member, and the suspect was a 13-year-old, so we were able to contact DJJ and they assisted us in that matter. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
All right, coming up after sports update, we'll be back, and I'm going to show my bias probably after we get back, because I may play a few little patriotic numbers for you. I don't know. I may play the theme song for all the military that we have. So I'll be showing my bias, so if you want to hang around for that, feel free to do that. We talk a little bit about the veterans thing, got some interesting information that I think you'll enjoy hearing. So stand by. Coming up.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Hornets' 5-game road trip is over, and their 5-game skid with it. A 118-108 final over the Grizzlies in Memphis. After they trailed for most of the first, the Hornets led by as many as 14 in the second and went to the break up 8. But then it was Memphis who had an 8-point lead after an 18-2 run following halftime. Charlotte reclaimed the lead for good with 90 seconds left to play in the third. Head coach James Borrego talked about closing out the game on the right side.
It was a two-way production tonight, offensively and defensively, to get this done. But we continue to stay with it. The resiliency that the group showed to bounce back after, losing the lead. And that's what it takes to win in this league. So proud of the way we closed out tonight.
Kelly Oubre Jr. scored a season-best 37 and matched a career high with 7 threes on 9 attempts. That broke the franchise record for points off the bench. Hornets hosting the Knicks tomorrow night. In college hoops, ACC action last night. Wake Forest beating William & Mary 77-59 in the Deacs season opener in Tallahassee. Malik Osborne had 18 points. Florida State got 17 from Anthony Polite as the Seminoles routed Pennsylvania 105-70. College football tonight. The Tar Heels going to Pitt for a 7:30 kickoff. Pitt can improve its hold on the ACC Coastal with a home win. In the NFL, Carolina Panthers coach Matt Rule says Sam Darnold will miss at least 4 weeks with a right shoulder injury. P.J. Walker will start on Sunday against the Cardinals. The Panthers also signed Matt Barkley off of the Titans practice squad, and he's expected to serve as Carolina's number 2 behind Walker on Sunday. Rule asked if Darnold being out for a month will lead to them looking for another quarterback.
We would, obviously explore any and all options. We're looking at everything. Expect PJ to play well. Obviously, Matt, we know, is a veteran player that can come in here and learn it quickly and can help us, but there's nothing we wouldn't do, nothing we wouldn't look at.
This is NCN Sports.
Open enrollment for healthcare.gov is here. If you're uninsured or have a job that doesn't offer insurance, check out healthcare.gov. Due to a new law, prices are lower and more people qualify. Now, 4 out of 5 customers pay just $10 a month or less with financial help. It's easier than ever to find the right plan for you, and millions of Americans just like you have already enrolled. New law, lower prices, more people qualify. Sign up at healthcare.gov by December 15th.
This flu season, keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Layer up for extra protection. Jacket, hat, gloves, and 2 vaccines. One for flu and the other for COVID-19. Both flu and COVID-19 vaccines provide layers of protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Get a flu vaccine and a COVID-19 shot now for that extra layer of protection this winter. Go to myspot.nc.gov or call 1-888-675-4567.
The Last Jedi taking umbrage with the attire of an NFL quarterback who has attracted a lot of attention for his off-field activities.
Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is being criticized by Mark Hamill, the original Luke Skywalker. This comes after Rodgers wore a Star Wars sweatshirt as he tried to explain controversial comments he made about COVID-19. Hamill on Twitter said, of all the sweatshirts he could have worn, he had to take full responsibility in that one. Rodgers has also been fined $14,000 for attending a Halloween party, which violates NFL protocols. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The story is total synergy. We had this exact conversation about that sweatshirt in the newsroom yesterday. Josh, Zach, NCN Sports.
Hello and happy Thursday. The clouds are on the increase today. Could see a stray shower this afternoon, though we are staying mainly dry today. Our highs will be in the low to mid-70s. Rain showers will arrive overnight tonight. Some heavy rain is possible, mainly as you sleep. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s Friday morning. Some rain showers still around for your Friday morning commute, then turning dry. We'll see a mostly sunny sky Friday afternoon, also with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
47 degrees, and it remains cloudy out there. They're anticipating that rain shower coming later today. I don't know if it's how heavy it's going to be, but they tell us maybe up to 1/4 of an inch possible this afternoon, and 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch possible tonight. So it may be the pop-up showers, the pop-up isolated thunderstorms will be developing tonight. Looks like most of it's going to be tonight more than throughout the day. But it's cloudy out there right now, so if you're going somewhere at any length of time, you may want to take your bumbleshoot with you because it looks like it's going to be a cloudy, rainy day. But weekend's looking good. Hey, I don't think I need to remind you, but it is Veterans Day, and Isothermal Community College is presenting the annual salute to veterans Saturday, November 13th at 5 o'clock. It's outside at the Foundation Performing Arts Center. Fireworks to follow the show. Tickets are available at foundationshows.org, and I'm not sure what the tickets cost, but proof of military service is required for free military tickets at the show. And this is Sammy Kershaw is going to be performing. All veterans welcome to attend the Veterans Day drive-through recognition on Friday, November the 12th. That's tomorrow, 2 to 3 at the Seniors Center. So you can drive through. They got special gifts for you there. And Far East Hunt School invites all veterans to a drive-through celebration, 12:30 to 1:30 tomorrow. The students have a special gift for you. This is a thank you for your service being held there at the school. And underway even as we speak, the Veterans Breakfast is going on. Started this morning at 7, goes to 11. The Rutherford County Annex, hosted by the Rutherford County Republican Party. So if you're a veteran, go by and have a good breakfast with them. This is coming up down the road a ways, but on the 18th, that'll be next week, Coffee and Conversation at the Veterans Service Office, 9:30 until 10:30. That's a monthly social event. Coffee and Conversation, special guest speaker will be Diane Crasanda about National Association of Mental Illness. And December the 7th from 11 till 2, Rutherford County Veterans Service Office annual Christmas celebration be held at the Veterans Service Office. All veterans are welcome to attend. Plenty of food and special gifts for all veterans who attend. So they got a lot of things going on for veterans, and it is Veterans Day. So let's hope everybody recognizes that point. A lot of people think, and I shared a little bit of this earlier this morning, a lot of people think it's Veterans Day or Veterans with apostrophe S or Veterans Day with apostrophe after the S day, but that's not correct. The holiday is not a day that belongs to one veteran or multiple veterans, which is what an apostrophe implies. It's a day for honoring all veterans, so no apostrophe is needed. Veterans Day is not the same as Memorial Day. A lot of Americans get this confused, and we'll be honest, it can be a little annoying to all of the living veterans out there, but Veterans Day, Memorial Day is not the same. Veterans Day is a well-known American holiday, but there are also a few misconceptions about it, and that how it's spelled is one of those ways. Memorial Day is a time to remember those who gave their lives for our country. Veterans Day is a day to honor and recognize those veterans who came back. World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919. For that reason, November 11, 1918 was largely considered the end of the war to end all wars and dubbed Armistice Day. 1926, Congress officially recognized it as the end of the war, and in 1933 it became an official holiday, primarily a day set aside to honor veterans of World War I. But World War II and the Korean War happened. So on June 1, 1954, at the urging of veteran service organizations, Congress amended the commemoration yet again for changing the word armistice to veterans so the day would honor American veterans of all wars. For a while, Veterans Day's date was changed too, and it sort of confused a lot of people. Congress signed the Uniform Holiday Bill in 1968 to ensure that a few federal holidays, Veterans Day included, would be celebrated on a Monday. Officials hoped it would spur travel and other family activities over a long weekend, which would stimulate the economy. But for some inexplainable reason, the bill set Veterans Day commemoration for the fourth Monday of every October. But on October 25th, 1971, the first Veterans Day under this new bill was held. We're not sure why it took 3 years to implement, but not surprisingly, there was a lot of confusion about the change, and many states were unhappy, choosing to continue to recognize the day as they had previously had in November. Within a few years, it became pretty apparent that most U.S. citizens wanted to celebrate Veterans Day on November the 11th, since it was a matter of historic and patriotic significance. So on September the 20th, 1975, President Gerald Ford signed another law which returned the annual observance to its original date starting in 1978. other countries celebrate it too in their own way. So that's some of the information about Veterans Day. In Canada, Australia, and France, they also celebrate Remembrance Day on November the 11th. In the UK, however, the holiday is called Remembrance Sunday, and it is celebrated on this Sunday closest to the 11th of November. Douglas MacArthur said, "Duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, and what you will be. Duty, honor, country." General Douglas MacArthur served in both world wars as well as the Korean War. His service lasted over 5 decades, from 1903 to 1964. Some interesting, fascinating statistics about American veterans. This may change from day to day, but right now as we have it, there are 19 million veterans in the U.S. Of the 16 million that served in World War II, 240,329 veterans are still with us today. 5.9 million veterans served during the Vietnam War. 7.8 million veterans served in the Gulf War era. 933,000 veterans served during the Korean War. 11% of veterans are women. Being a veteran doesn't necessarily mean fighting in the war. 78% of veterans in 2021 served during wartime, while 22% served during peacetime. But we wish everyone who celebrate Veterans Day a peaceful holiday and a big thank you to all who served. Many served in Vietnam during Vietnam conflict. Others served while it was going on in other places. I was honored to be able to serve in the military during Vietnam. I was blessed in my mind not to have to go in the fighting spot of Vietnam, but I was glad to be somewhere supporting those troops that did. They sent me to my last duty assignment was Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska. They tried to freeze me to death, I think, but that's where they sent me. Each year on November 11th, we as a nation take a moment to honor those millions of service people who have served in their armed forces. First observed in 1919 as Armistice Day. We talked about that a moment ago. Too often the stories of our veterans and the length to which they went to defend our country are forgotten. And unfortunately, so many of our schools anymore are not recognizing veterans and not teaching the history of how our country has become as strong as it is today because of wars that were fought. Maybe some were good, maybe some not so good. Maybe we should have been in some of them, maybe we shouldn't. That's not to me to argue about at this point in time. But there are many folks who went and served. Many passed on during that time. Others came, fought, came back home. Here are a couple of stories from a World War II veteran recalls the beaches of D-Day. Robert Fishman was only 18 years old when he boarded the USS Texas, a Navy battleship, and entered the fray of D-Day on June 6, 1944. Despite his young age, Fishman was focused that day, providing cover for American soldiers scaling the cliffs of Pointe du Hoc and rescuing U.S. Rangers in the choppy waters. Fishman, now 95 years old, said, "I didn't know what was happening. I only knew I had to do what I had to do." Sometimes the transition from active duty to veteran can be a challenging one for our service members, both personally and professionally. When service members leave the military, they often struggle to translate their military experience onto a civilian resume or find places of employment that match their skill set. Many veterans come home, don't want to discuss, don't want to talk about what they went through. I had a dear friend many years ago. He was in military in Japan during the war. He's gone today, but he was a very dear friend of mine. He never would talk about what happened during the war. He chose not to talk about it, and I didn't push it. I was interested in his experience, but he just never would talk about it. Former Army Lieutenant Colonel Roger Miranda said, "People know what they generally see in the movies. Unless they know somebody personally who has actually served in the military, the only perception that civilians have of people in the military are the stereotypes they see on the big screen, which is not very accurate in most cases." Luckily, Miranda was able to tap into career-building resources through the USO Pathfinders Transition Program to help guide him to professional successes. When Navy Lieutenant Julie Orlandi was deployed for the first time, her husband, Joshua Johnson, wasn't overwhelmed by the prospect of months spent apart from his wife. He himself is a veteran and was well versed in the realities of deployment. The couple credited Johnson's prior service in the Marine Corps as the reason why their time spent apart on deployment did not affect them nearly as much as many other couples. Orlandi said, "What I've kind of learned, having been on both sides of the relationship, is that while the service member works a lot, they're the ones that's always in a foreign land. You, as a service member, have to appreciate what the person that stays back home is going through." Those are the ones we forget sometimes, isn't it? Well, the military is somewhere serving, fighting in war zones or protecting us. We forget about those folks who stay at home, keeping the home fires going. We need to remember them as well. For many veterans, their life of service inspires them to give back to the men and women in uniform serving today. They can fully understand the strain, the sacrifices, and challenges of military life, which is why veterans are such incredible USO volunteers. With us, World War II veteran Dean Quigley, painstakingly ensuring that the USO Northwest Seattle-Tacoma International Airport Center has all the perfect condiments for the center's hot dog bar. Our Vietnam veteran Bernie Smith, outfitting traveling service members with care packages and postcards. All veterans, volunteers at the USO understand what it's like to be far from home and loved ones. "I do it just to keep the families together," Smith said in an interview, explaining why he hands out blank postcards decorated with his original paintings and pre-stamped to use. "I used to send my mom and my aunt postcards from around the world." Do you know when they died, they had every one of those postcards? They were tied with a ribbon around them. USO does a wonderful job for military folks. I can remember, share a little personal story, I can remember when I was away and Faye was not able to be with me. I spent many, many hours in the USO, and they shared with me many, many postcards that I could use and smell out, and cards and letters were sent out thanks to the USO. So they do a wonderful job. Of course, you know the story of Bob Hope's Christmas trips around the world, sponsored by the USO. I had the privilege of seeing one of Bob Hope's Christmas shows when I was in Alaska at Elmendorf Air Force Base. He came and did a magnificent show there on the base at Elmendorf Air Force Base. Well, I'll be back in just a moment.
'Twas the time of the holidays, and all through the house were to-do notes left by my loving spouse. The lights weren't hung, which she found problematic. They were still in a box, somewhere in the attic. Then home from the store, my wife did appear. North Carolina Education Lottery scratch-offs in hand, and I started to cheer. 6 holiday scratch-offs to choose, what fun. I flew through my list, and now I'm done. This holiday season need not be a chore, because holiday scratch-offs are the gift that could be so much more. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 2.95 to 9.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
America's Fudge Shop in downtown Forest City has roasted cinnamon glazed nuts. Your choice of almond, cashews, or pecans, $5 a cone, or buy 3 for $12. Available every day along with 24 different flavors of delicious fudge. Stop in and sample your favorite. They'll be open Thanksgiving night and they'll have special holiday hours. Need fudge shipped? Well, let America's Fudge handle this for you. Wouldn't it be something just to receive a delicious box of fudge from America's Fudge Shop? Follow them on Facebook or call 447-2041. There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117. The Medicine Box in Rutherfordton now has the flu shots available. No appointment is needed. And they also have the COVID and booster shots available. Appointment is preferred. The holidays are fast approaching, and now's the perfect time to visit a new business, Different Times Mercantile. Owners Sheila and BC Deck offer new, old, and a little in between merchandise. The store is full of antiques, collectibles, brand new clothing fashions, glassware, framed art, home decor, wreaths, holiday and seasonal, unique gifts and jewelry. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 5, and Sundays 1 to 5. Stop into Different Times Mercantile, 548 South Main Street in Rutherfordton. Find your timeless treasures only at Different Times Mercantile.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice in the foothills. Now get the best of both worlds. 100.9 FM and 590 AM Rutherfordton.
Would everyone please rise? A tribute to the veterans today, and if you see a veteran, particularly those that are disabled, a disabled veteran, please stop and thank them and help them and offer them some service to them. Many of them are very proud of what they've done, what they've caused on their bodies, but they're proud of their service, so thank them. Don't ignore them because they gave a lot for us. So thank every veteran, but particularly the DAV, the disabled veterans that are out there. And you see them, many of them have tags on their cars, and many of them are on wheelchairs, on crutches, or just hard to get around. And many of them, you don't know what they're going through because many of them are going through tough things in their minds and in their hearts. But be gracious and kind to every veteran that you see, particularly disabled veterans. I hope you enjoyed this morning's program, a little tribute to Veterans Day. And if you know a veteran and they have not had an opportunity to get out and go to some of these honors, what they're doing, such as the breakfast this morning, the Sunday we down at the Annex in Rutherford, or some of these drive-throughs that Forest Hunt Elementary School is doing and the senior citizens are doing, help them get there if they don't know anything about it. Meanwhile, folks, have a wonderful day, and thanks, veterans. Be sure to tune in tonight for our sports broadcast this evening. We have the UNC at Pittsburgh game this evening, 5:30 pregame, 6:30 countdown to 7:30 kickoff. It's football Tar Heel style tonight here on WCAB. Friday night, high school football, Chase at Reedsville. That's our game of the week, 7 o'clock countdown, 7:30 kickoff. And UNC will be playing basketball against Brown. That's later on in the evening. If it's still playing, we may join that game after football. But our priority is local high school football as long as they're playing, and we'll stay with them throughout the season. Thanks for joining us, folks. Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice for the foothills.
WCAB.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Testimony resuming soon in the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial in Kenosha on Wednesday. Prosecutors scolded by the judge for asking the defendant about a video that the judge already said could not be used as evidence. Rittenhouse broke down on the stand as he recalled the shooting. The man who survived being shot twice by Rittenhouse, Gage Grosskreutz, telling ABC News in an exclusive interview.
To me, it seemed like a child who had just gotten caught doing something that he wasn't supposed to.
ABC legal analyst Dan Abrams.
People watch that, and some people say, I think those are phony tears. Other people say, I think that was real. It almost doesn't matter, because it's about all the other facts of the case in conjunction with exactly what he's saying happened. And remember, the prosecution has the burden here to effectively disprove this beyond a reasonable doubt.
Former South African President F.W. de Klerk has died.
It was de Klerk who famously announced to South Africa's parliament in 1990 the release of Mandela from prison after 27 long years. De Klerk calling it a new South Africa. Mandela, of course, going on to lead the country to freedom, ending years of isolation and sanctions, and becoming the nation's first black president.
ABC foreign correspondent Ian Pannell. It is Veterans Day and the anniversary of one of the nation's most well-known landmarks.
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden marked Veterans Day by laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. It was 100 years ago this week when the tomb was dedicated to commemorate the final resting place of an unknown soldier from World War I. To mark the tomb centennial, members of the public this week were given a rare opportunity to get close and lay flowers, the first time that's been allowed since 1948. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
New government report shows inflation at a 30-year high. The White House pushing its economic agenda as a strategy to fight it. You're listening to ABC News.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage, Navage, Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Time running out for former President Trump to stop the National Archives from handing over documents to the Congressional Committee investigating the January 6th riot. For the second time this week, a judge has shot down the Trump team's claim of executive privilege. ABC's Jonathan Carl.
The House January 6th committee is investigating what Donald Trump and his top advisors did to lay the groundwork for the riot and to incite the violence. A federal judge ruled against Trump's efforts to block the committee from getting White House documents related to what he and his aides were doing before and during the chaos. The judge flatly rejected Trump's claim of executive privilege, writing, quote, "Presidents are not kings and plaintiff is not president."
Trump's lawyers are appealing, but the National Archives supposed to start sending the material tomorrow. Some wild storms raging through parts of the Midwest.
The tornado siren sounded after sunset in northeast Oklahoma. Within minutes,
it just happened, and it was like it just came out of the sky.
Geraldine O'Mara is cleaning up debris around her Tulsa home and yard.
We knew we were in bad weather, but it was just like Kaboom!
The National Weather Service will survey the area today looking for evidence of a tornado. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
1-year-old boy is still missing in DeKalb County, Georgia. He was taken when his parents' SUV was stolen. Blaze Bennett was left in the vehicle while groceries were being unloaded into their apartment. Somebody jumped in, sped off. The SUV has been found, but the little boy is still missing. This is ABC News.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom, a single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Hello and happy Thursday. The clouds are on the increase today. Could see a stray shower this afternoon, though we are staying mainly dry today. Our highs will be in the low to mid-70s. Rain showers will arrive overnight tonight. Some heavy rain is possible, mainly as you sleep. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s Friday morning. Some rain showers still around for your Friday morning commute, then turning dry. We'll see a mostly sunny sky Friday afternoon, also with highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. 50 degrees, warming up to about, look like about 57, so we don't have far to go to our expected high today. And a little rain coming this afternoon. Right now, it looks pretty good out there. No rain, but it is coming our way. So stand by for the rain. It's 9:05 at WCAB Rutherford.
It's time now for My Great America with Jim and Butch, a conversation about positive things about this great country. And now here are Jim and Butch.
Well, I like that theme music, don't you?
Jim, I really do like that theme music, and I love patriotic music. I love being patriotic, and it was interesting. I was listening to you earlier where people were all agitated about the patriotic ringtone with that judge.
Oh, yeah, that's something.
And you know what? We got to get to the place where we remember again, and it's what we try to do here at My Great America with Jim and Butch. Remember again that there is nothing at all wrong about being patriotic, and as a matter of fact, it's our duty to remember that this country was forged in the fires of people that were willing to lay everything down so that we could have freedom. And we dare not ever forget. Of course, Veterans Day is a wonderful opportunity for us to symbolically and practically remember what God has done for this great nation that we're in. Now, in a few minutes, we're supposed to have a call-in from that Veterans Breakfast that the Republican Party is sponsoring. You've gone to that before, haven't you?
I have not gone to that before.
You haven't?
I think...
Maybe just started.
They've had breakfast honoring the police officers and folks like that, but it always happens during my showtime, so I haven't been able to. But I'm going to this one as soon as I get off here.
Right, and I'm going to go with you.
Good.
Right, and so we'll see some folks there. But in a few minutes we'll have Bryson Smith, who is the chairman of the local Republican Party, and then Keith Price, and he was a veteran, but he was also somebody that later in life made a political party shift, from what I understand. Used to be a Democrat, right?
He did, a very active Democrat
he was
for a long time.
An active Democrat in the county. And then when we're done doing a quick interview live from that breakfast, Jim, I'm going to retell the story of something that's very notable for Rutherford County, which is we are one of the rare counties in the country, certainly a rural county, that has 2 Medal of Honor winners. And yes. I was digging around and found a Rutherford Weekly article from September of 2008, 13 years ago, that with your permission I'm going to reread, because it's a great way for us to make the honoring of veterans something that's very unique and local to Rutherford County. 2 Medal of Honor winners here for their gallantry and their service in the Korean War.
You're very diligent in your research.
Well, you know what? I really love the county, and I love all of our treasures and our little stories and our little places. And we've got, it's a big landmass. It's a county. It's a big county, and we've got a lot of big hearts and a lot of big stories here. And of course, you were a veteran as well in the Air Force. My father is now deceased. He died in 1990. But he was a C-130 pilot in the Air Force, had a tour of duty in Thailand, and some portion of his service record seems to suggest that he may have been part of some of those groups that were flying C-119s without markings on them in Laos and Cambodia. So we can't confirm it for sure, but his service record and some of the places on the map that it showed after he died, and we went through his things, up in northern Thailand and some other places, it appears he may have been part of that secret war that we had going on during Vietnam. Only God knows.
We just, Rutherford just lost a great veteran, a good friend of mine, a Kawanian brother. Gil Mays was 100 years old. He was a bomber pilot in service, and he has a great military record. A lot of recognition through his life as a veteran, and we just lost him at 100 years old. What a great life he lived.
Well, and you know, that whole World War II generation is literally dying by the day, and the 16 million or so that were serving in World War II, I think the number of veterans that are left and the number that die every day is very significant. So we honor them, and we honor everyone that wore a uniform.
We have our callers on the phone. Do we go to them now?
We've got our callers, so let's go ahead and talk to them for a few minutes.
Good morning. You're live with us here at My Great America with Jim and Butch. With whom am I speaking? Hello?
We're just waiting for that to come through. This is Butch.
Good morning. Is this Bryson?
This is Bryson Smith and Mr. Keith Price.
Well, you're on the air with us right here live in the studio.
All right,
wonderful.
Bryson,
good morning.
But Bryson, it is so good to have both of you there. Now, give us a quick update. Where are you, and how's it going?
Well, we are at the Rutherford County Administrative Building here on Main Street in Rutherfordton. So we're having one of our annual events, a Veterans Day breakfast. And so far, we've had a really phenomenal turnout. And so it's very, very exciting to have so many folks come and fellowship and eat and just tell their stories.
Let me say, first of all, before we get how much I commend you and the party for doing this, recognizing the veterans. I know you've recognized police officers over the years and those in public service like that. But to honor the veterans on this day is very important because many of those veterans that we see walking around are disabled veterans, and they don't get the recognition they deserve. So thank you for doing this.
Well, thank you, and we're honored to be able to do this.
Let me go ahead and have you introduce your guests there, Bryson. Could you do that for us?
I will. Mr. Keith Price is with me. He's a resident of Forest City. I'll go ahead and disclose he's in his 90s, and the man is like a battery. He just continues to run. It's really incredible to watch his enthusiasm for his country and his love for his country. So here's Mr. Keith Price.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Keith. Welcome to the program.
Well, you're just as welcome as the peak of sunshine we're beginning to see this morning.
That is so good. Sir, we want to thank you for your service to the country. You know, you represent so many who've given their all for the country. And you know what? In addition to your service, and by the way, you and I had the opportunity to get some pictures and talk to each other at the Madison Cawthorn event that happened there in front of the schoolhouse recently. And you know, you had your uniform on, and Madison made it a point to come over and thank you for your service. And we want to thank you again as well. Tell us real quickly what branch of the service you were in.
I was in the Navy. I was able to, thankfully, I graduated from high school when Korea broke wide open. Our little class of 82, we lost 3 of our men right off the bat, but I was able to finish my degree and then went in the Navy about the wind down of Korea, but the beginning of what was called the Cold War, and now is the war we have, the war of terrorism just continues to build, and I was so honored to be in 4 years active, and it was a meaningful time for me in the Navy.
That is so good. Now, in addition to your distinguished service to our country, for which we're so grateful, you also had a political shift that happened. Do you mind just telling us real quickly later in life, you changed parties.
Well, I had to. My party was stolen. I grew up and was always active. In fact, I was a county chair the last year we won all our contests, and then all of a sudden we were stolen. My party was stolen, and now my country seems to be stolen, and it's even my First United Methodist Church is stolen, and we've got to reach a stopping point, draw a line in the sand or something, and do it.
And Butch and Jim, if I may add, Mr. Price is sitting here wearing an American flag T-shirt or a collared shirt, and it says "We the People," and it's got the Liberty Bell on here. I think it's important to note that in Abraham Lincoln that this man is a man that loves his country, and he's willing to put a line in the sand and stand up and do everything within his ability to gain his country back. And he's been one of the Rutherford County Republican Party's faithful since he registered as a Republican, and he's been a phenomenal asset to me as the chair. So thank you, Mr. Price.
I might also add this about Keith Price. He's also a strong advocate about Abraham Lincoln being born in Rutherford County. He's been real hard work on that. Noted history as well.
I couldn't be in a better place than right here in the party. And we have our Lincoln Gala every year, and I think as we learn more about Lincoln's origins, Rutherford County will become more meaningful in the completion of the cycle of Lincoln's history. I'd like to also mention that right now we've got a great thing that's just happened. We members of Post 423, American Legion, have been working for dozens of years now to have something named after Jerry Crump, one of our county's 2 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients.
Right.
And we've just gotten word that Virginia Fox, leading the effort now in Congress, has got it into a draft that's in before Congress now to be voted on. And it looks like we'll finally have something named for our honoree who deserved it so much. And I knew he and his brothers well. And the story about these 2 we have from our county or something else, and for our county to have 2 is initially quite an achievement on a national basis.
That's wonderful.
You know, we're so grateful for your service. We're actually going to tell the story of those 2 Medal of Honor winners, sir. And Bryson, under your leadership with the Republican Party, it's a big tent. Everyone's invited to come in, independents, Democrats that finally have seen the light of truth, like you, Mr. Price, and we're so grateful. We're going to have the chance after the program here shortly to come over to the breakfast, and thank you so much, both of you, for joining us here today.
Thank you, and we are running the breakfast until 11 a.m., and even though this event is hosted and sponsored by the Republican Party for the county, anyone and everyone is welcome. I want to make sure that everyone knows that we love and thank all veterans and current members for their service and their love and patriotism to our country. So everyone is encouraged to attend.
Thank all the volunteers that are doing this, and save me a pancake.
Yes, sir, we will do. I'll save you 2.
We'll be there shortly. Thank you so much for joining us. And Bryson, you're doing a great job in mobilizing the local county party, and we'll see you shortly.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless America.
God bless America. You know, Jim, if it's okay, isn't that great? You know what I love? I love the fact that it's never too late to find your deliverance and discover truth.
You did that.
You know, I'm still on that road.
God's still young, but you did that.
Well, God's still working in my heart and my life, and for that I'm grateful. You know what? In the balance of our time, with your permission, Jim, I was able to dig around and find an article from the Rutherford Weekly, September 4th, 2008, and it's the story that was written of these 2 Medal of Honor winners that came from our county. And it's the balance of our program. I'd like to go ahead and read that.
Yes, please do.
Okay, during the Korean War, 2 soldiers of the United States Army were just doing their job. However, they did it, as we love to say in here, above and beyond. What was it that made these 2 men from Rutherford County do what they did? Their family upbringing, their dedication, and unyielding faith to their country. We may never know the answers, but we do know about these 2 very special men. They've been acknowledged by their country for their deeds. They both received the highest award we can give, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Is it too presumptuous of us to believe that this award is even more special because the ribbon is Carolina blue? This week, it is our pleasure to present both Private First Class Brian H. Womack and Corporal Jerry K. Crump. Their story is both an inspiration and a big hurt. Inspiration because we are overwhelmed that any human being could do what they did. A big hurt because they were willing to sacrifice their lives at such a young age. If we stop to meditate on their deeds, we are always overwhelmed. Now it's time for us to be eternally grateful and never forget. Brian Womack was the only medical aid man attached to a night combat patrol on March 12, 1952, near Sosko, Korea. Suddenly, a numerically superior enemy produced numerous casualties. Private Womack went immediately to their aid, exposing himself to a devastating hail of enemy fire. As a result, he was seriously wounded. Refusing medical aid for himself, he continued moving among his comrades to administer aid. While aiding a fellow soldier, he was again struck by enemy mortar fire and suffered the loss of his right arm. He knew the consequences of not getting immediate aid for himself, but he continued to give all his efforts to the benefit of others. Unable to perform the tasks himself, he remained on the scene and instructed others what to do. He was the last man to withdraw, and he walked, finally collapsing from loss of blood. He died a few minutes later. The Womack Army Medical Center at Fort Bragg is named in his honor. Jerry Crump's heroic acts of courage happened during the night on Hill 284 near Chorwan, Korea, when the enemy launched an assault against his platoon. Corporal Crump repeatedly exposed himself to deliver effective return fire. He inflicted numerous casualties on the enemy. Observing two enemy soldiers endeavoring to capture a friendly machine gun, he charged and killed both with his bayonet, regaining control of the weapon. Returning to his position, now occupied by 4 of his wounded comrades, he continued his accurate fire into the enemy troops surrounding his emplacement when a hostile soldier hurled a grenade onto the position. Corporal Crump flung himself over the missile, absorbing the blast with his body and saving his comrades from death or serious injury. His aggressive actions so inspired his comrades that a spirited counterattack drove the enemy from the perimeter. He was later promoted to Master Sergeant Company L, 7th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and he lived until 1977. The editor had a note on this article that was so interesting. In August of 2008, at the Rutherford County Courthouse, we discovered 2 pictures. When the courthouse was open, the left door hid the pictures. Both pictures were of Rutherford and Polk County soldiers from the Korean War who were recipients of the highest military honor awarded for personal acts of valor, above and beyond the call of duty, the Medal of Honor. Once discovered at the courthouse, and after some research, a special in-depth story about these 2 heroic men was printed on the front page of the Rutherford Weekly. Quite frankly, these 2 heroes were not being given their just due. They were not only hidden, but forgotten. After our article appeared, the portraits were moved down the hall and finally not hidden. Every person who lives in the county and every schoolboy and girl needs to know about these 2 men. One who began his Army career in Forest City, and the other a farm boy, a neighbor from Polk County. The names of Corporal Jerry K. Crump and Private First Class Brian H. Womack should forever in our county be proudly embedded in the minds of our citizens. That was the article that was written September 8th, 2008.
Oh, I'm glad they brought that forward because it does need recognition and it does need to be remembered. And I'm glad you brought that forward too.
Well, and you know what, Jim, the thing that happens is these are what we call landmarks. They're landmarks of service. They're landmarks of sacrifice. And, you know, I look at the current political milieu that's out there, and it used to be, I mean, listen to this real quickly. George Washington, General and Commander-in-Chief, Continental Army. Thomas Jefferson, Colonel, Virginia Militia. James Madison, Colonel, Virginia Militia. James Monroe, Major, Continental Army. Andrew Jackson, Major General, U.S. Army. William Henry Harrison, Major General, Kentucky Militia. John Tyler, Captain, Virginia Militia. James Polk, Colonel, Tennessee Militia. Zachary Taylor, Major General, U.S. Army. Millard Fillmore, Major, Union Continentals. Franklin Pierce, Brigadier General, New Hampshire Militia. James Buchanan, Private, Pennsylvania Militia. Abraham Lincoln, Captain, Illinois Militia. Andrew Johnson, Brigadier General, U.S. Army. Ulysses S. Grant, General, U.S. Army. Rutherford B. Hayes, Major General, U.S. Army. James Garfield, Major General, U.S. Army. Chester A. Arthur, Brigadier General, New York Militia. Benjamin Harrison, Brigadier General, U.S. Army. William McKinley, Major, U.S. Army. Theodore Roosevelt, Colonel, U.S. Army. Harry Truman, Colonel, Army Army Reserve. Dwight Eisenhower, General of the Army. John F. Kennedy, Lieutenant, U.S. Naval Reserve. Lyndon Johnson, Commander, U.S. Naval Reserve. Richard Nixon, Commander, U.S. Naval Reserve. Gerald R. Ford, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Naval Reserve. Jimmy Carter, Lieutenant, U.S. Navy. Ronald Reagan, Captain, U.S. Army. George Bush, Lieutenant, J.G., U.S. Navy. George W. Bush, First Lieutenant, Texas Air National Guard. We used to have presidents, Jim, that were in the military, and when they became Commander-in-Chief, it wasn't from some book that they knew about military service.
Been there, done that. Yeah, they were there.
Right, and so, the age of professional politicians, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, professional politicians who end up as Commander-in-Chief with no knowledge of what it's like to do a bivouac. Yeah. They might not even know what a bivouac is.
Yeah, that's right.
It creates a distance that is not really good for our nation. And even in your service in the military, and you were up there at Elmendorf?
Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska.
It was cold.
It was cold, yeah.
Yeah, but you're even in your service, Jim, what were some of the things that you took from that became practical for your life day to day?
Well, of course, in my work there, I saw coming and going a lot of folks coming in and out of Vietnam. They were many times stopped there at the Elmendorf Hospital. I saw what many of them were going through mentally as well as physically, and it made me appreciate those folks that are in the heat of the battle. And you may know this already, but some of our listeners may need to be reminded. We have at least two of our Rutherford County folks that have been prisoners of war.
Okay.
Bailey Gillespie, who lives in Spindale, still living, was in the Korean War. He was a POW for a long time. As a matter of fact, I have a book out here in the lobby on his history. Bailey Gillespie, who's still here with us, had the privilege of being with him occasionally. And Lieutenant Colonel Henry Ballard was a POW in Vietnam. I think he was living in around Lake Lure at that time. But he was, I remember when he had his homecoming here, we had a press conference. He came and spoke about that experience. So we've had two of our people, at least, maybe more that I don't know about, but they were prisoners of war during those wars. So they have stories to tell about what they went through. We cannot identify with the treatment they had as prisoners of wars. But they hung in there, and they were true to the cause.
Well, and you know what, Jim? Just as a nation, if we develop amnesia about the sacrifice, or we just become indifferent to the sacrifices, the blood, the sweat, and the tears that have poured into what our nation was and what it still can be, but only at the point, Scripture tells us, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray. It's a precondition. And we can rail all we want. You can do social media posts all you want. You can be on Facebook all you want. You can gorge on broadcast media, Fox or whatever outlet is your favorite, One America News, whatever it may be. That is not going to change the nation. What will change the nation is only when the hearts of the people repent. And collectively, the nation acknowledges that we have torn loose from our moorings, and we cannot complain. We cannot complain about the ship foundering at sea when we have not been disciplined, committed, and diligent to keep going back to God's Word as the central foundational point. It's the place of security and peace and direction. And Jim, we have lost that. It doesn't take anybody that is a PhD in anything to see that the nation is in trouble, and we need to be the watchmen on the walls. And our veterans are living existential examples of what it means to be a bright light of service.
Yeah. Veteran called me this morning early. He said, Jim, what's happening to our country? I said, we got to hang in there. We got to stay in there on the fight and not give up. He said, I'm fighting every day.
Right, and that's why I love stories of redemption and restoration. You look at Keith Price. I mean, here you had a Democratic Party leader in the county, and he made it very clear, my party was hijacked, and he's in his 90s, and he's still willing to change. You know, folks, I want to say this. God will change our hearts if we let him. We just need to participate in that work that he is doing. So we acknowledge veterans today. It's a day to do it. We should do it every day. We acknowledge the particular sacrifice of 2 of our county residents who won the Medal of Honor, a very prestigious award. And as you go through the day, if you go to Ingalls or Food Line or wherever you may be, if you see somebody that's got a cap on and it acknowledges that they served our country in the military, make it a point to encourage them in practical ways. You know, the gospel, as it works itself out day to day, Jim, is very practical, it's very simple, and it's all of our responsibility.
Onward, Christian soldiers.
Onward, Christian soldiers.
God bless America.
God bless America. We're going to head over and sample some of the pancakes and protein over there.
I'll see you next time.
See you next time, Jim.
Thank you for joining us for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Join us each Tuesday and Thursday morning at 9:05 for this enlightening program on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. It's My Great America with Jim and Butch.